Rejections, a little bit of humiliation, destitution, impossibility, spiced up with persistence, self-confidence, sudden unbelievable revelations. Grit, dreams, lead to unique achievements, successes, satisfaction, and desires to keep working and creating. Downs and ups, not ups and downs, ups and downs. The following famous people pass through all these ordinary life phases to reach positions they probably never dreamt about. Let's start with one of the greatest fiascos in the music industry, and the most regretted statement by Decca Records that guitar groups are on the way out, and that the Beatles have no future in show business. The Beatles. Can you imagine that? Despite this initial discouraging notion, the Beatles, who had auditioned for Decca Records in 1962, soon became the Beatles, with all the glory, popularity, and the beauty of their musical notes. One more legendary rock and roll musician showed that giving up isn't an option. Elvis Presley's strategy was a series of attempts to make his dream of a singer come true. He was participating in auditions and driving a truck. Even though Elvis was rejected by a professional band's lead Eddie Bond, to join the band as a singer, the future king of rock continued following his intuition and desire. Despite Eddie's claim that Elvis would never make it as a singer, and his advice to stick to driving a truck, Presley was given an opportunity. A few months after the mentioned failure, he recorded his first Memphis hit, "That's All Right," for Sun Records. What's more, Elvis now was in the position to politely reject Eddie Bond's offer to join the band. This amazing music diva with a powerful voice experienced rejection by her music teacher to join the school choir, on the grounds of sounding like a goat. A harsh comment and completely inappropriate. Yet this little girl with a strong wish to become a performer, paid attention only to her own abilities and talents. Shakira's school loved her performances, and today people all over the world enjoy her achievements in dancing and singing. Another sort of harshness happened to another great performer, that is, an actor. Jim Carrey lived in poverty as a boy. To support his parents, he had to quit school at the age of 15 and start working as a janitor. Plus, he lived with his family in a van. That was making him so furious that he even had a baseball bat on a janitor cart. There's one more ex-truck driver on the list. His name is James Cameron, who dared to enter the film industry after seeing Star Wars for the first time. It was in 1977, the Terminator director was homeless while working on the mentioned movie. What is simply unbelievable is his insistence on directing the movie at the cost of $1 for his rights to the movie. So far there have been 3 blatant remarks about 3 great artists. Let's mention one more. It comes from the Kansas City newspaper. More precisely from its editor and Walt Disney superior, in the times when this most creative and animated genius had been working there. Namely, Walt was fired by the editor because of lacking creativity. How ironic. These ironic situations don't occur in the art world only. Here are 2 examples of the catering industry. Harland David Sanders. Probably the name rings the bell. If we add Colonel, then there is no doubt that you have heard about the exemplary entrepreneur who hadn't given up before he succeeded. 1,000 restaurants had rejected his chicken. But like a real Colonel had the right patient strategy for winning the battle, that is, market. He had been waiting for the 1,001st restaurant which eventually accepted his idea and chicken. If only those 1,000 restaurants had known about the future to be a renowned chain of fast food restaurants, KFC, around the USA and the world. There were also some hurdles that 17-year-old Fred DeLuca and his friend Peter Buck had to cross. What was started as a sandwich shop to earn money from medical school, turned into the largest single-brand restaurant chain, and the largest restaurant operator in the world. Fred borrowed $1,000 from Peter and opened Pete's Super Submarines in Connecticut in 1965. Then both Peter and Fred joined their forces and founded Doctors Associates Incorporated in 1968. The name of the sandwich shop was renamed in Subway, an American privately held restaurant franchise that sells submarine sandwiches and salads. It's time to speed up. Maybe in this beastly Lamborghini car. The choice of the Lamborghini brand is not coincidental at all. If there hadn't been for one more ironic remark, there would have been only tractors by Lamborghini. Let's explain. Ferruccio Lamborghini was the owner of tractors, but more deeply, he was a car enthusiast. Known as a wizard with mechanics, he founded a repair shop for cars and motorcycles in Italy. There was not a better mechanic. Apart from the tractor business, he possessed a few cars, including a Ferrari 250 GT. As the Ferrari 250 GT was causing some problems, Ferruccio consulted Enzo Ferrari, who stated that the problem is not with the car but with the driver. He also told Ferruccio, "You may be able to drive a tractor, but you will never be able to handle a Ferrari properly." You can imagine Ferruccio's reaction. And the Lamborghini cars present the result of that visit. Leo Fender, the inventor of Fender guitars, had lots of visits of musicians, mainly for testing purposes. Though he couldn't even tune a guitar, not to talk about playing one, this engineer created lots of prototypes of this musical instrument. Ironically as it may sound, Leo had an engineer-like approach in his endeavors to make guitars, and he relied on many musicians for the quality of the sounds and other important features of the most famous brand of guitars in the world. A life full of ironies. A life full of attempts, falls, and rises. These outstanding personalities could be considered leaders who show the essential life points. We all know them, but it is more effective if we remind ourselves of the values of dedication and faithfulness to our core being. Love matters, irony as well, but nothing without the never give up on your dreams attitude. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like and comment. Stay awesome.